nerds, I'm McKinley, and today I am wrapping up SapphicAThon, which was a 2-week readathon all about female books. I completed the entire bingo card, and my CPR did not stay the same. So if you want to see that first, I'll link it in the cards. But other than that, I'm just going to go through the challenges and tell you what I read and mostly what I thought. There are a couple books in here that I can't remember which was which because I read an entire like short story trilogy and I don't remember what book was which, but I will start with those then. I read the Violet Hills trilogy by Chelsea M. Cameron, and there was 3 in there. Well, obviously it's a trilogy, and one had a trans character, one had a demi-bi character, I think one just had straight up lesbian. There were pan characters, I think. Like, the whole spectrum was in there. And they were all really cute and fluffy. And if you're looking for quick and fun female, I think that's a great place to start. And those counted, let's see. Second Chance counted for bisexual MC. Ace Spec MC was also Second Chance because there was a demi character in it. Double Exposure was under 500 ratings on Goodreads. Second Kiss was a non-coming out story. That's everything that those counted for. Moving on. The sci-fi fantasy book that I read was Second Mango, and that also counted for a Jewish MC. And this is a book about a queen who basically leaves her kingdom to go find a girlfriend. And there were a lot of things I loved about it and a lot of things that bothered me. Like in the very first like 5 pages, she makes a comment about how she's glad that she's average looking so she won't get raped. And I was just like, what did I just read? So, and I honestly, like every time she met another woman, she was very like turned on immediately just because it was another woman, and that bothered me. But there was also a lot of great representation in here for like not women that aren't attracted by society standards, and women that don't always like look like women doesn't automatically mean like women that like things that aren't typically feminine. You know, like one of the characters is female but wants to be a warrior, so she dresses like a man all the time, but so she's straight, and immediately the main character asked her if she liked women. So there was just like a lot of things I really liked about it, and a lot of things that rape comment again was in the first 5 pages and it really bothered me. But outside of that comment, it was just little things, and overall I think I gave it 3 stars. Moving on. Next I read these aren't the order I read them in. The next row is Queer Woman of Color main character, and for that I read Ghost Girl in the Corner, and that also counted for established relationship. This is a novella in the Shadow Shaper series, and in it one of the main girls sees a ghost in the corner and is trying to help her and figure out what she's trying to tell her. And the other girl, her girlfriend, is a rapper and ends up trying to help her as well. It's a really good story. I think you can read it alone, but I would recommend you read Shadow Shaper first. I think that Shadow Shaper was a really good book. So yeah, I thought it was a good addition and I enjoyed it. I think I gave that one 4 stars as well. For friends to lovers and also interracial female relationship, I read Under the Lights by Dahlia Adler, and you follow 2 point of views in this book, one of them being Josh, the other one being Vanessa. I liked Vanessa, hated Josh. I skipped a lot of his chapters because I hated him so much. Like, he's just a fucking douchebag, and I don't understand why we had to have his point of view. But the romance was cute, and the main girl is Asian, I think Korean. Yeah, Korean. That's the other thing. Josh kept calling her K-drama, and I just hated Josh. I don't think we needed his point of view, and because of Josh, I gave it 3.5 stars. Had Josh not been in it, it probably would have been 4 or 5 stars, but I really, really hated Josh. Next, I have Trans MC, and for that, I read Roller Girl by Vanessa North. This is about a girl who used to be a professional wakeboarder, and she has recently transitioned, and her wife left her after the transition, and she meets this other woman who is a plumber, and she introduces her to roller derby. And it was a cute story. I did get a little frustrated with how angry the main girl would get for like apparently no reason, but I did enjoy the friendships in this, and I would love to get an Own Voices review for this, because I'd like to know how the trans representation is, because there were some things that seemed a little, like she mentions dilation, and as far as I've read, trans women can never stop doing the dilation. They don't do it every day, but they do it, I think once a week they have to do it. So I was a little confused, but I might have to go online and see if I can find an Own Voices review. And I encourage you to do that as well. Next, I have A Hate to Love. And for that, I read Carolyn for Christmas. I don't remember who wrote it, but this was just a really quick story about childhood friends that have grown apart and they basically reconnect. It was fast. I wish it was longer, but I think I gave it 3.5 stars. For both women of color, I read The Color Purple by Alice Walker, which was hella sad. But there is definitely a female-female relationship in it. I don't know why more people don't talk about it, but there's definitely a female-female relationship in it. But the way that the women are treated is honestly just so like it's hard to read and hard to get through, and it's just really sad. But the sister storyline was actually my favorite, and it made me feel a lot of things, and I think I also gave this one 3.5 stars. Next we have Disabled MC, and for that I read Style by Chelsea and Cameron, which also counts as MC realizes they're queer. As you can tell if you watch my TBR, a lot of books changed, and I'm doubling up on a lot, but in this one of the main characters, her leg is like 1 or 2 inches shorter than her other leg, so she walks with a limp and everything. I didn't know that going in, but it worked out because I was running out of time and needed a book. So in this one, it's 2 girls in high school, and one of them was straight, she thought, and then they realized they're in love. I realized like they've known each other all through high school, but it still felt like one day they just noticed each other and instantly fell in love, and it felt very insta-lovey, and I did not like this one nearly as much as I liked her new adult like short story novella trilogy thingy, and I would recommend those before I'd recommend this. I give this 3 stars. And finally, the last one I have is for the female-female retelling, and for that I read Ripped Pages by M. Hollis, and this is a Rapunzel retelling, and the writing is just not great. And I know that English is her second language, the author's second language, and I applaud her for writing in English to break into this market, but it's just very juvenile writing. If I try and take that out of the equation, yes, I appreciated the strength of both women, even if it all played out very unrealistically. But if the writing was better, I would have enjoyed it more, obviously. So yeah, that's everything I read for SapphicAthon. I hope they do another SapphicAthon, because I really enjoyed reading all of these books and getting more female books into my life, you know? So yeah, that's it for me. There's gonna be a lot of videos coming out from me this week and next week probably, because I still have to do all my end of the year stuff. I didn't do mine earlier because I read until the last day of the year. So if I did it earlier, then like, what if I read a book on the last day of the year, which I did, that would make it in my top 17. I'm filming this on New Year's Day, by the way. I read one of my top 17 books on December 31st. So that's why I waited. So you'll be seeing those videos coming from me very soon. That's it for me, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.